But luckily your team's doing pretty well. You're 1-2-1, so I mean it's not too bad. You're doing all right for yourself. All right, so head down over this way. Okay, so right here. Now the issue is that. So this is coming up. Nobody's taken the dragon yet, and you kind of want to think about that starting now. You actually want to think about that like a little while ago. Although there weren't really any good opportunities to gank. But your ultimate's going to be up in 40 seconds. So what you need to do is ask yourself, what's on the map right now, and where can I go? So right now, looking at yourself, you're in their jungle, obviously, which is good because you know that it's around 12 minutes. So typically, a good jungler, their red will be spawning second time around like 12:30ish. If they go and they take it right after. But you see on the map, because it'll show you that it's a yellow hourglass, so you'll know that this is going to come up. So from here, you walk up. This is especially good with Duskblade because you'll know if they see you. You walk up, you ward there. If you have another ward, you ward there, and then you go and you take this red buff. You're not using your Qs and auto attack reset, and you also didn't walk into there first. But
yeah, I know. I was so blessed. I was like, all right.
Jana, thinking maybe she's just watching bot lane intently.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's kind of a bad day for her. Like what? She just missed out on like. Well, I mean, I don't think she really would have been able to do anything. But if she delayed you and then Zed or Sion came, that could have been decently bad. But you just get a free red buff, and that's really, really good for you. So you come over here, you can just go in, you can take this, and right now, if you had placed the ward right here, and this is why I said that you probably should have placed the ward right here, you would have known that Kindred didn't go into her bottom side jungle at all. And because you know that you can go and you can take this as soon as this is up. Like right now, this is up, you can walk down and you can take that. Although, they did just, die. But, no, they didn't actually die. Mid lane actually just got the kill. Okay, I was like, wait, what just happened? So, mid lane is dead. You know that the Kindred is going to be on their top side. So that means that you can go for this. And you're relatively low and you don't have your smite up, though, because I think you use smite up here. It's not your Discord, by the way, guys. I would have closed out of Discord, but I'm using Discord to screen share, so sorry. Okay, so just telling you something my editor doesn't tell you. Okay, anyway, so right here, alright, so you have your ulti, perfect. This time...
God, it happens again.
Oh my god. Wait, does it happen again?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, you have your ulti up this
no.
time? Wait, does Sion have his? Let's see. Honestly, straight up, I think I would have flashed and then jumped on her. Right there. Because she was far enough away from the Sion that Sion couldn't instantly react with an R. But if you flash, jump Q'd.
I was just afraid of like the tornado and exhaust, because like I figured she would have had at least something up to stop me.
Okay, let's go back.
And Kali was kind of far away, so I was like, shit, like I can't go in.
Okay, so she does have stuff up, but look at this here. So, you ulti here? Your ulti is a little bit late. Okay, so right here, I don't know if you would have been able to jump on her and then... I think you still actually... he has his ulti up though, so it's... Ugh. I feel like you had to go for it there. Okay, the ideal play would have been to ulti up here, and then you run down, and then you can just kill her when she's over here, all alone in the straight. That's the ideal play, but you ultied a little bit late, and that's why you weren't able to pick it up. But right there, you could have walked down here, flashed downward, that way you get the crit, and then jumped on her. And as long as the turret didn't spot you out, I don't think she would have had the reaction time to Q you away.
Probably not.
Most likely she wouldn't have. Especially, did you have Dark Harvest on at the time? I think you may have, because you just took that, but maybe not as well. But I mean, either way, you can take this, and then that guy probably dies.
No, that's actually not what happens.
I mean, he's pretty strong. Oh,
I used my W to like try to reflect the damage, and not. I forgot about like actually damaging him and trying aggro.
Yeah, you got to be really careful about that. But I mean, it's just like a minor mechanical mistake.
Would it have been better for me to like help them fight? Like I thought getting the tower would have been priority. Because it was hella low.
You probably should have gotten the tower, considering. Well, it actually wasn't first tower. Never mind. I think that going for the tower probably would have been the correct choice. It's good right now, by the way, because you have your Duskblade. But getting the tower right here would have been the correct choice, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Prioritized over chasing the kill, because objectives over kills. And then from there, if Janna did step up from there, then you could kill her. If she doesn't step up, then you get a free kill onto Sion. With Akali, you, and Braum, and no turret, standing right here. He has to run all the way back here to be safe. So if he has to run, literally, he would have to run this entire space to be safe while tanking 1, 2, 3 people from your team. And also, when you think about it, Akali's relatively fed. He has no armor at all yet. And Braum has a ton of CC. So he'd have to run this entire distance just to be able to be safe. So I think that right there, it was the better idea to go for this, and then pick up the kill on the Sion. He does have 2,300 HP, but it was 1v3, and you had a lot of CC, you had a lot of damage. You had a lot of damage because Akali's fed, even though he has MR, and he had a lot of damage because he has no AD. Or no armor, I should say.
Alright.
So here, you don't have to ward there.
Like, at this point in the game, like, I was just really confused. Like, I had no idea what to do anymore. Like, I feel like Sion was too tanky. Janna could just stop me whenever I tried to do anything. So then it was, like, Kindred and, like, Zed and MF were, like, my only options. But they were never, like... It seemed like there was never a way for me to get to them.
Well, you need to think about it from, like, their perspective. Like, you need to think of it from Zed, from MF, and from the Kindred's perspective. Where's Kindred going to go? Probably to her marks, or she's going to be in her jungle. Where's MF going to go? She's probably going to go to lanes where she can soak farms. Same thing as Zed. Zed also might be split pushing. So, because you're not hyper fed, I would itemize a Tab Eyes relatively soon. And that allows you to duel the Zed, that allows you to duel the MF pretty easily. You should be able to win a duel against either of them with that, especially if you get the jump on them. And the reason for that is because he has Duskblade. So if he's chilling over here in the wave, fighting the wave, that means that your Duskblade isn't revealed and his is, so you get the extra, let's see how much damage it is at this level.
Oh, right.
185 damage, and he doesn't get his 200 damage. So you get an extra amount of damage that he doesn't get. So over here, you run over here. Oh, wait. I should probably slow this down. That's really fast. Let's speed it back up, and slow it down. Okay, so right here. Yeah, right here you probably could have just jumped on her straight away. But I know that you're like tunneled right now. I'd do that too. Oh, he's outside of it. Oh, nice. He stepped back in. So right here, you're able to take him down. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, you do get him. Yeah, if you went for him in the beginning, I think that might have been a little bit better for you. But then Janna would have had her ulti to knock you out of the thing. So I'm not 100% sure. Although she, you didn't know she had used it or not at that point. So I guess.
Yeah, there's like so many awkward situations.
All right, so let me look at it just one more time. Just right here. You're over here. You walk down. Okay, so let's pause it. So right now, she's gonna die. Yeah, right here, I would. If you wait out the shield and then you jump on her, or if you just jump on her straight away, I think it's probably the correct choice. Yeah, right here, as soon as you get in range, if you jump on her, you have your Dark Harvest right now. So your Dark Harvest 62, it's going to do like 100 damage on top of that 62. So that's like 162. Your Duskblade, 185. Your auto attack itself with the crit is going to be 300. So all of that added up together is like 600 damage instantly. Not counting your Q, not counting your E, not counting your W. And also not counting resistances. With her resistances, it's... Let's say the exact percentage. Well, 50% is going to be like 30, so... so that'll take off... That'll be like 430 damage that you hit her for, instantly. And then when you press Q, that's going to do another 100... Oh, wait, you actually have 20 lethality, so it'd be less than that. She'd get hit for more. She'd get hit for like 450. And then with your Q... That's going to be 110 plus 53, so 163 twice, so that's 320. So that's 220. So literally an auto attack Q is going to do, including her shield, that's going to take her down to like 500 HP. and then EW empowered Q kills her. She's gonna ulti before then, but EW empowered Q, and then you can empowered E her and then chase her down if she runs up with the with her ultimate.
Okay.
But then right here, this happens, and you get collapsed on. Another option is also to just not. Oh, the other thing, you can go in here, and then as soon as she ultis, you can run away. But that's also not as good. Maybe just running away would have been more efficient, because then it would have been 1-for-1. But it doesn't really matter too much because you're getting pressure top lane, you're getting pressure bot lane. So as long as they can get more than what these guys get mid, then that's good for you. Like if these guys get a turret, if these guys get a turret, then they already got one turret, so that's worth. But right here, I mean, I can see why they're doing this, but I think it. I think personally that it would have been better for these guys to keep pushing, because then she's pushing bot lane, so she gets. Wait, is she gonna die? I was gonna say she needs to be punished for walking up that close. Yeah, that was just really dumb by the MF. So if they kept pushing this and they kept pushing this, you and Cog could have went and defended this turret, and you would have gotten a lot of damage done to this, a lot of damage done to this, or maybe a kill on either of these for a little bit of damage done to this turret. That's not really something for you, but that's something that you can think about when you're playing mid lane, or when you're playing any split pushing role.
Right.
Got him.
Is it ever optimal to like split push on Rengar, or should I just be like
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you can. Your ultimate literally gives you like Moby's plus move speed. All right, right there, you need to walk up here and then check that bush, because that's if you're going eyeball collector, which I recommend. So I think that you're probably going it. What does it say?
Yeah, I should be. I'm like 80% sure, or 90% sure I'm running it.
Yeah, so if you're running eyeball collector, then
I'm pretty sure I run it on almost any jungler.
Yeah, it's definitely really good if you are running eyeball collector to do that. Okay, so right here you're able to just pick this up. I can't believe this is the first dragon. You probably should have been get this way sooner. Everybody should have, but I mean,
like
there honestly hasn't been very many good opportunities to take it, but that's also because it's a cloud. If it was an infernal, I guarantee you would have been gone.
Yeah, like
a lot sooner.
I don't like. Well, I mean, I don't really go for clouds, honestly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But if you can get a cloud and then optimize your early lead, it can be really beneficial. Because, like, if you sneak 2 clouds, let's say, like early game, that means that later on, like hyper late game, you can actually sell your boots and then buy something else. You won't have as much in-combat movement speed, but you'll be able to go places really fast out of combat. Like as Rengar, if I'm able to pick up 2 clouds, because I also go Relentless Hunter, when I get to hyper late game, I'll sell my boots and I'll buy like a Death Stance. That's plus 80 AD. That's a lot of tankiness because of the Death Stance itself, and then it just allows you to do a lot more. I like that you took that there, by the way. Even though Jin's doing well, I always like to take the buffs for myself because they just allow you to do so much. Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, no.
Tank the tornado, and then leap after it. Is what you should have just done there.
Yeah.
And that works out pretty well. Oof. Right there, I think you should just walk straight backwards, right behind him. Because Sion can't run around him and then run into you. Well, he can, but it's unlikely. And then from there. But yeah, we can't really watch the rest of this since you're dead. But from there, I would have tanked that and then jumped, or I would have waited right here, went to go by, and then ran over and jumped. Either one of those would have worked out pretty well. But so far, the issue with this game is your team is doing really well and you're not. So that's the reason that you're winning right now. You're not being like adequately punished for your mistakes. So let's kind of skip ahead because right now your team's pretty far ahead. We're 5k gold up, which is really strong. Right here, I'd probably just go clear here. What?
I said it. Like most of the problem with like a game like this is like this is like a pretty standard team of what I usually have. Like I usually have like some really weird pick mid. I usually don't have like a tank or any CC champ top, and then I have like the bot lane. So it's like really hard. Like it's really hard. Like my early game is always like the biggest problem, I think.
Yeah.
Because like I never know where to go with champs like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say make sure you pick up that Dark Crystal. You did. But yeah, right here. So you just take that, and right here, efficiently clearing. That's good. Just go over here. But you also need to look at where your team is. Oh, are you back for yeah, Yomu's, I think. I like how you still have regular boots, by the way. Not upgrading them is a good decision until you get your power spike items, especially Youmu's because the plus 40 move speed is clean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if her staying there or leaving would have been better, but I think leaving would have been better. I mean, staying there would have been better because she gets healed up anyways. Unless she was still in turret range, but I don't think she would have been. So right here, you're just able to keep going along here. Also, like I was saying about how you might never be able to get a kill on somebody, Sion hasn't died. If you guys had focused this tower, then you would have killed Sion. A real, like, good Rengar needs to try to get his stacks as fast as possible. Like, in order to really benefit. Right here, you probably should be over here rather than taking that because you have your ulti up. And when your ulti's up, you always want to be with the team. But when your ulti's not up, that's when you want to be farming. Or you could be split pushing. If you were split pushing bot right now, that'd be huge because there's a big wave already. Then, oh, are you gonna jump on it?
Yeah, I got baited because like he was like all chatting the whole game, so I thought he was like AFK.
I mean, that wasn't bad at all. Like, I mean, it was kind of bad, but like.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, I just dove like 5 people.
But what you can do here is look at the way that you cast your spells. You leap, and then you Q. What you need to do right here is E. Wait just a second, and then use your W twice. And then you probably wouldn't have had to flash. Actually, wait, does this knock you up or does it stun you? Oh, he knocks up. Okay, yeah, so you'd still have flash. Never mind. Never mind, it was a bad call. I was going to say, if you could get out without using your flash, then it would have been okay, because you trade Zed's ulti, who... Zed isn't doing too well, but he can actually assassinate the enemies easier than you can assassinate the enemies. So, since he can assassinate the enemies faster than you can, you need to be really, really careful about... Or you can trade that like 1-for-1 your ulti for his, and it's worth. But it ends up not being worth because your team gets baited into a team fight because of it, and then you kind of like lose a ton. But during situations like this where you can't one-shot anybody, it's also a good idea to split push, especially bot lane here because this would be good. And then have your team be forcing top lane or mid lane, because right now you're pretty useless. So if you draw one of them, okay. So let me tell you why you should split push here. So if you split push, you draw away either Sion, Kindred, Zed, or the duo lane bot. But it's typically going to be one of these three, right? Every one of those three, right now, is more effective in a team fight than you are. So if you can get them away from a team fight, your team does better in a 4v4 than they do in a 5v5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Especially because you're like the weakest link on your team. So if you're not there,
Yeah.
no offense, but but
No,
there are games where I'm behind as Rengar too. So, but since you're the weakest link on your team right now, if you can draw away one of their links, which is stronger than you are slightly in team fights at least, then you end up making it more worthwhile. Like it's better for you to do that.
All right.
You don't really get anything? Maybe. Oh, clean. Yeah, this Kaguma's pretty good. Oh my gosh. Later, dude. Oh, he lives barely. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? This is a savage. That's ridiculous. Yeah, right now you're getting carried pretty hard.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
everyone was so ahead and I was so behind. Like I had no idea what I should do to catch up. Like I was just like farming. Like
Yeah, well, what you want to do is you want to farm, right? But what you want
Right.
to also do is you want to farm while you're getting something out of it, which is why you want to push, like a lane, because then you're farming and your team is getting pressure.
Okay.
So that's when you want to you either want to split push when you're so far ahead it takes 2 to kill you, or because then you draw obviously more than you're worth, or you want to split push when you're so far behind that you're not going to be useful in a team fight. Those are the two situations when you really want to split push. So right here, you guys are just going to kind of back off. I'm just kind of speeding through because it's like the game's pretty much already over. I'll watch this game there really quick just to see how you do this. So you don't have your E up, you don't have your W up. Right here, what you want to do is you want to jump, and then mid jump you want to use your E. That way it's like a faster combo. So the combo is
so like you would like jump E, like maybe Q.
Yeah, the combo is like, let's say there's a bush right here. So you jump, and then I'll do it like in sequence. So you use your E in the middle of your jump, you land, and you use your Q, your W, and then like 1 second after, however long you need, or you think you need, you use your empowered ability. So you go your leap, which is 1, your E, which is 1, your QW, which is 2, and then that gives you your empowered ability here. So that's how you use your empowered ability. And that's basically... Wait, why am I doing that? Why don't I just do that? Okay, it's a lot easier. Okay, and so here, I'll just speed up. You die there, but that's not too big of a deal. Hold on, we'll go back. Follow you. I want to leave a little bit of time for like a quick after game.
Like the wrap up.
Yeah, the wrap up. So come over here. Let's watch this really quick. I want to see this.
Yeah, she literally outplayed me the entire game. Oh my god.
So right here. Oh my damage, let's go. So you ulti here.
I was like, alright,
okay, the issue with this is because she can see you. That's the only reason she can do that. If she couldn't see you because of the tower, then you'd be fine. Right there, you probably should have just jumped onto her instead. Right. For 1, because she was your crit strike target, and for 2, because John is just going to be able to get away from you. I'd actually be surprised if you caught her and killed her. Yeah, she's just going to be able to get
out. I just gave up. I was like, alright, she's better than me, I give up. Yeah.
Yeah, you just go for this. So then you take this. At any point, you really could have done the Mountain Dragon, but at this point, you're far ahead, so it doesn't matter that much. But there's a possibility they can mount a comeback if they're able to get the Mountain Dragon and then sneak a Baron or something. So right now, I would, instead of backing, just go for the Mountain. Do you do that? Nope. Okay. Right there, you should have called a Mountain and then just taking it. Even though there is triple inhib, so you're pretty much going to be guaranteed to win. Once you get a triple inhib, it's really hard to lose. But it's still probably a good idea to... Are they just 2v5ing? I think they are. It's ridiculous, dude. Holy. But yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. At this point, then you wouldn't want to go for that. You'd want to just go straight here, because it's 3v5, so... But right here, you should be able to just close up the game. Yeah, and right here, you don't even really want to go in. Preserve the KDA.
No, we want to go in.
Oh my gosh, let's go. Alright, now you want to go in. Go, go, go! Hey, let's go. Hey, meow. Andrew,
yeah.
Okay, so.
I usually wouldn't use like a win, but like it's just like the early game is what I was trying to focus on.
Yeah, so first time that you get a kill, let's go back to there. We're just going to really quickly do like a quick recap. Okay, so first time you get a kill, what are you doing right? You're moving over into an aggressive position, looking at her mark and knowing that she'll probably be nearby. So, what are you doing right? Well, you can write it down right now if you want to. You're proactively looking at the map. You're seeing where she probably is or what she's probably going to be doing next. And you're moving while she's doing it or ahead of time. You don't know if you're doing it ahead of time or not. And then you see her. And then from here, make the educated decision to just go in. Use your flash. You kill her. And then you make another smart decision by just getting out right away rather than chasing like I would have done, and I also would have inted. So. But then again, that's also because I was kind of focusing on that. I don't really look at my minimap much during replays, which I should. So, let's go to the next thing. Oh, here, another quick note. You see that Zed's pretty low, so if you just, right here, all you had to do is walk right here and you would have killed him. Or you could have been waiting there beforehand, which, remember earlier when we were watching it, when you were over here, I told you to walk into this bush.
Right.
And that's just because they're close by. And if that happened, you would have killed him, you wouldn't have had to use your ultimate. But because you use your ulti here, what you're doing here is you're ultimating, you're not getting the kill, and then you're seeking out something that you probably won't be able to get because you used your ultimate, so you figure, oh, I have to use it. By the way, you should have walked that way. Picked that up and then walked over here. Again, you lost it here, which means right here you also had the same duration to walk here and then jump over. If you had done that, you could have went on her before she cleared this, and then you probably would have killed her.
Right.
Because she wouldn't have been able to smite for level 6. And then right there, use your empowered E. So focus on your empowered abilities. Here, walk up towards your team rather than away from them. If Akali was reacting a little faster and she was over here, then that would have probably saved your life. So anyways, continue on. Where's the next stuff? right here. Position yourself so you know how your ulti criticals the person that it's nearest to, right?
Pardon me?
Your ultimate, if you're closest, somebody criticals them. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, right now he's your crit mark. So, right here, you position like this. You see her start walking over this way. If you walk down just a little bit and then jump, for one, you dodge that. For two, she potentially becomes your crit mark.
Okay.
Maybe he reacts in time and sees it and then goes for a different angle. It really depends. Depends on how fast you do it, how fast they react, etc. But right there, that was also a little bit careless because you allowed yourself to be seen before jumping, which gives them the reaction that they need. If you're jumping from, like, if they're right here and that exact same thing happened, Sion would not have had the reaction time to be able to kill you. So let's go to your next time you die. Okay, right here you ulti. Oh, this is just the misplacement of W, so not knowing your abilities well enough is really, like, all this really comes down to. It also comes down to your team not properly going for the right things, not focusing correctly. But you don't want to blame your team, you want to blame yourself. So auto attack, auto attack. You would have probably gotten this if you hadn't done that.
Yeah, I know.
And then,
I completely forgot about the aggro with the W. I was like, oh my god.
And then also wasting your flash afterwards.
Yeah, and then wasting my... Yeah, a series of bad decisions.
Yeah, and next time that you die. So things that you're doing wrong there were just kind of forgetting something, which, I mean, that comes with time. So right here, let's look at this. So here, not prioritizing realistic targets. There are times when I'll see somebody like in the back line, and I'm like, oh, I want to go for them, but then I'm like, wait, I can't go for them. And then I jump on the enemy front line because I know that I have, like, let's say I have, like, Black Cleaver. And I'm like, okay, so I have Black Cleaver, I can apply stacks, and then we'll kill him faster. I cannot get to the back line, so I want to do something to help my team since I ulted and I'm here. I don't want to sit around doing absolutely nothing with my ult. But right here you go. You do end up wasting the Janna ulti, so it's okay in that regard, because maybe you would have died anyways, but I just figured that probably would have been the better choice. Because Janna walking up to try to get into the Kindred ulti, you probably would have been able to kill her beforehand. It ends up being 2 for 2 though, so not bad, not bad.
Right.
So let's continue. And then right here they should have kept splitting, and then let them push mid, because at most they get this turret and then damage onto this turret. They don't get both. Also, at any point during this game, you could have went over that wall, went over here, saw if your Dustin procced, and then taken this solo, which would have been a really, really good idea for you. I'm sorry I didn't mention that during the bot review itself. I should have. Then right here, this is obviously predictable. She walked within Akali's ulti range. Like, there's literally no respect whatsoever for the Akali here.
Yeah, just caught a beatdown right after.
Like, actually inting.
Yeah.
Like, if that happened in high elo, that would, like, people would report the MF for inting. Because that's literally what that was. Like, she just walked right next to her. Anyways, so, next time that you get kills, right here. Okay, so here. Yo, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, my replay's bugging out.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah, just like frozen. What?
That's so weird. Here. You know what? I'll call it here. Because we're actually just ending the hour-long session. But do you have any questions, though? Because I'll be free to answer any questions that you have.
I guess it's more just like, it's really just about ganking lanes. Like, usually, like, a lot of times I wouldn't have made the plays I did. Like, this game, like, I don't even know why I did half the things. But, like, it's usually, like, my questions revolve around, it's going to be, like, the early game, like, the matchups. Like, I always have, like, the champs that it's, like, really hard to gank for, like, a Kog'Maw. So, like, I always wonder what is, like, if it's better to be counter jungling. Should I be, like, prioritizing, like, dragons, like, on Rengar? Because I know he's an assassin, so I should be looking for kills, right?
Yeah, so if you have lane priority, which means your laners are pushed up further, and if the enemy leaves lane, they're going to lose CS, you can invade. If the enemy shows, like, bot side, and you can... What you want to do is Rengar, in those situations, you want to go for counter ganks. Counter ganks are your best friend. Counter ganks. But yeah, counter ganks are huge. Because that's how you get them to walk into you without you having to use any summoner spells or anything. Which the biggest problem for Rengar is getting onto them. If you can get onto them, you can outdamage most champions early. So you want to try to do that as much as possible.
Okay.
Aside from that, yeah?
A lot of times, like also like I'm always in a situation where maybe if I decide to counter jungle and like I pull it off successfully, like maybe early game, like levels 1 to 3, like let's say we're bot side, I go like to the red and I get the kill and then I get the red buff as well, right?
Yeah.
Like then like this, like I'll run into like trouble. There'll be a lot of lanes where it looks like it's good to gank. I can continue counter jungling them, and then I can also go and farm my jungle that like the whole side, like our whole like top side will be up. Like what would be like,
wait,
how do I decide?
Are you talking about? Are you talking about here, here, and then here?
Yeah. So yeah, like let's say I do that, right? And
Okay.
I go for the counter jungle, and maybe I get a kill, and I get the red. We'll say like just like the best scenario, right?
Yeah.
But then maybe top's free and mid's free to gank, and then I also have like the blue side, top side open. How do I know like
If you can
how do I know what to do?
100% get a kill at here or here, go and do that. If you can't 100% guarantee a kill, you take this and you take this. And the reason why is, again, this is they already cleared one of these camps, which means they only have one up. Okay? So that means that their entire jungle right now that's up is worth 300 gold, okay? So if you take away 200, that leaves them with 100 gold that they can farm. That's it. That's all they can farm, 100 gold. And then you gain 200 gold, which means the net gain for you is 450 gold, and that's not including experience. If you get a kill, the net gain for you is 450 gold, and you deny CS. So it's a little bit higher of a net gain if you get a kill because of the CS denied. But if you can't 100% get a kill, it's better to counter jungle and do what you know is going to be safe, because that puts them 450 gold behind you. Puts you 400 gold behind you.
Alright, true.
And then from there, I would take here, 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 and then go here, here, here. These will be up at 430, and then down to here. And then from there, you'll be like level 5.5. You'll have like anywhere from like 1900 to 2.2k gold, depending on how it goes. And then you back at 5 minutes, and you get a Caulfield's Warhammer, and you get a Serrated Dirk, and you're actually unstoppable.
Okay.
And then from there, you just get your level 6, and then end the game. Which you can do by going to here. Yeah?
So for like pre-6 ganking bot lane, like I'm not very good at ever ganking bot lane unless I'm on like Lee Sin or something, so like what should I be looking for?
When you're ganking...
In any matchup, really.
Really what you want to be doing is walking down like this and going in for the lane gank, or popping over this wall. Those are really the only two options that you have, unless your lane has like really, really heavy CC.
Right.
And can definitely lock them down for you. But you have to lane gank without them having vision of you, or you have to pop over the wall with them hyper overextended. Otherwise, it's kind of like impossible for you to get on them, because if you go down here and you go down this way, then they'll just run up this way, and then you won't be able to get on them.
Okay.
So that's like what you kind of have to do in order to make it work. As for ganking mid, it's really, really hard to gank mid. I don't recommend ganking mid unless you can like for sure get it. Like your laner has a lot of CC.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a Lysandra that's level 6. Or if you're against a Kog'Maw mid that has no mobility whatsoever and barely any CC, that's something that you can gank. Once you're 6 though, you can gank any lane like pretty easily.
It's like executing a gank like that, like someone who's like really immobile, like I don't know, Kagura mid. Like it would be better to go around, like kind of like behind, like where their tower is.
Like here.
Yeah, like something
here.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you can go to one of these sides and then jump out, which is always going to be the better option. If you can go to one of the sides and then jump out, that's the best option possible. But that's only if they're playing to that side and they don't have a ward there. So it's really unlikely.
I'm usually not in range, and that's like where I come into like that's why like I find it super hard to gank early with Rengar, because I feel like there's just never really an opening, and I don't want to run around because like I never have any like ferocity stacks. So like, how would you like make a play with the stacks?
Yeah, exactly. You need to go from the bush to get your 4 stacks up. So it's like that's why it's like so important to try to gank from there if you can. Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's all for now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you can message me regarding anything that you want, and I'll try to help you out as soon as possible. But yeah, is that good?
Yeah, that's good, man. Thanks for the session.
Okay, well, thank you for joining the session with me. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.